Morning.
Hey. Are those Michael's dirty dishes again? I know some people aren't that clean, but I really hate it when people leave dirty dishes around because flies and ants start to hang around. Do you think he'll think I'm being too picky?
Maybe he just doesn't think about things like that. Perhaps the three of us could have a chat and organise some kind of cleaning roster?
That is a great idea. I think I'll mention the dishes myself because I don't want him to think we're ganging up on him.
Good. I'll go see if Michael's free now.
And I'll go get changed. I know the three of us aren't used to living together, so I thought it would be a good idea if we all just come together and talk about how we want the household to work.
Actually, I'm relieved. I think it's very useful for us to get together to figure this stuff out. I mean, for example, I like that we go shopping together, except I don't eat the same kind of foods that you guys do. I let you girls choose because I didn't want to be difficult.
I didn't think of that. That's fine if you don't want to eat our food, but what have you been eating?
Lots of biscuits and toast. It's pretty bad. Quite unhealthy. I like having stir fries sometimes, but I prefer lasagna and burgers, salads, you know, that kind of stuff. But you probably don't want to eat that stuff.
Not really.
That's okay. Well, do you think it would be better if we did our grocery shopping separately? I could have one shelf in the fridge and the pantry for all my stuff.
Sure, that makes sense. We don't want you to go hungry or get fat from eating biscuits.
No, we don't want that, do we? What else do you think we should change around here?
Actually, I was thinking about the cleaning. As you probably know, I'm a really clean person, and I know everyone's different, and that's okay, but I really can't stand dirty dishes lying around because of ants and things.
I'm so sorry about that. I just don't like doing the dishes. Usually I do them at night time, but I was so tired last night.
I know, I understand. Why don't we make a roster so that we can all share the housework evenly?
That sounds good. I have another question though. With the phone bill, I don't mind having it connected, but I only use it a couple times a week. How do we go about splitting it up?
I guess it wouldn't be fair for you to pay 1/3. I think I use the phone the most, so lucky the bill's in my name. We could put a notepad by the phone and tally up all our local calls and then just check whatever mobile and STD calls we make. Or otherwise I could just get a prepaid option and we can work like that.
I think that could work.
With the rent, I think we should just continue paying 1/3 each.
But if one of us misses it or is late on a payment, then we'll all get in trouble.
Well, I've heard of this free website that can send automatic reminders for bills, rent, and even chores that we have to do. Maybe we should sign up and get our reminders put on.
That sounds like a good idea. I'd be interested in checking out that site. It'll be pretty good when uni gets really busy so we don't forget.
It's a good idea. Let's check it out.
Another thing we should talk about is friends coming over. I think we shouldn't plan having visitors late at night, especially on weeknights when others might have an early class in the morning.
That's true. And we should probably check with each other before we have a big dinner or a party and try to keep it to the weekends.
But not during exam period.
Oh no. Well, we'll be too busy studying anyway. Hey, maybe we should start writing this stuff down.
Each person will buy their own groceries, have one shelf in the fridge and the pantry, take turns washing the tea towels weekly, will do their own laundry, will pay 1/3 of the phone line rental plus the cost of their own phone calls, and should make a note of their phone calls on the pad by the phone. Also, all flatmates will take turns to buy shared items, including dishwashing liquid and toilet paper, must pay bills and rent on time. A reminder service could be set up. Should be quiet when others are trying to study, especially around exam time. Agree that visitors are welcome, but not after 9 p.m. on weeknights. Should check with other flatmates before having a party, and stick to the chore roster and do their share of household tasks.
Okay, we've got a really good agreement now. Do you think we should all sign it?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I'm glad we had this talk. I think it's really good that we get together and sort these problems out before they become major issues.
That's true. I think I was starting to go crazy with all the dirty dishes and things. I think it's good to start talking about a problem before it becomes a major issue.
Well, I don't know how to mention this, but I might just be paranoid. When I come in sometimes, you have friends and you start speaking your own language. Is this something you're not telling me?
No, not at all. I think it's just easier for us to speak our own language rather than English. We're probably just talking about our families at home in China or something.
Of course, that makes sense. If I was overseas and I could speak English, I definitely would if I had the opportunity.
I'm glad you understand.
So if we have any concerns, we should just talk about them.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, I've got an idea. It could be fun. How about we take turns to make a shared dinner once a week? That way I can make lasagna and you can try something different. And then I could try your noodles and stuff. We could all try different foods and discuss stuff over the dinner table and make sure that everything's going well.
I like that idea. I'd be interested to try out your cooking, as long as you don't dirty too many dishes.
There are important differences between a general tenancy agreement and a rooming accommodation agreement. You will also have different responsibilities if you are a head tenant or if you rent as a subtenant from someone else in your house. A head tenant must give receipts, lodge bond with the RTA, and take on the other responsibilities of a lessor. Share housing will be easier and more comfortable if everyone makes the effort to get along and to discuss issues before they become big problems. If you are co-tenants who have a general tenancy agreement together, it is particularly important that you have a high level of trust. You are all jointly and separately responsible for your agreement, which means that if one person does the wrong thing, you can all be penalised. All housemates should feel that the costs of bills are fair. A reminder service may be useful to make sure everyone pays on time. If a bill is in your name, be particularly careful as you are ultimately responsible for making sure it gets paid. Each flatmate should get a receipt or keep a track of the payments they make. Unless you pay for a regular housekeeping service, you are responsible for cleaning your room and common areas of the share house. Also, check your agreement, as you may be responsible for maintaining the lawns and gardens. Housemates should work out a system to ensure that each person does their share to look after the place. If you experience any concerns in your share house or decide you want to move out, you should first try to work out an arrangement with your housemates. It is also a good idea to talk about this with your landlord. The landlord may be able to help you sort out problems or let you know your options under your agreement.
Smells fantastic. Thank you.
It's gonna be good.
I hope so.